Gonna be honest, I didn't really screen those. I just dumped them into the software, and wherever there was a blank, cut, boom. Those are all right. Yeah, I think Toad Child was neat. And he didn't have Toad voice, which was also kind of neat. Next week we'll have more of those. I've got like 20 minutes of those, plus some other new ones that we haven't seen that are not Japanese commercials yet. This look like just ramen with an egg, man. It's all right. Welcome back to Gone Home. We came home. Ain't nobody here. So we're trying to figure out what's going on. All right. Now I know at least one of y'all had these. And they never worked as well as you wanted them to. Can't pick up the plant. It's a shame. Anything interesting in here? Oh, band-aids. Fabric ones, too. Those are the best band-aids. Lonnie rules. Cinnamon and mint together sounds terrible. Get that in there. How has that not been a thing? Like a real thing? There. Hold on. Hold on. Perfect. More green apple soap. More green apple soap. Board. Okay. Oh, you can't show that on the internet. Totally can't show this on the internet. Totally. You had tampons? $40 multi-pack. That's like gold. Why are there... Oh, I was gonna say it's diapers. Why are there diapers? But no, it's toilet paper. That is a terrified baby. Oh my god, it's toilet paper. I don't need that. Why am I on it? Well, I would hope so. You are married. It was. It's an emery board. Scarlett does not know what he's talking about. Semi-permanent hair color. Original formula. Do not apply to scalp. Yeah, that's... Oh. Sorry. I don't know why the game audio crapped out there. Let's, we can replay that. Oh, I guess we can't replay that. Oh, press that to listen. That. What is that? Oh, there.
Lonnie brought her hair dye over today. She said, I need to fix these roots. Think you could help? Dyeing hair is weirdly intimate. I don't know if I've touched someone else's scalp before. It's pretty intimate, right? It felt intimate. We looked in the mirror together after, and I expected her to say something about how it looked crappy or good or whatever. But that's when she said, "You're so beautiful." And she was looking at me. Right in that moment, I wanted to say something, but I waited, and the moment was gone.
That's better. Oh, Lord. Hey, Sam, do you want to see Pulp Fiction after school at the Coliseum? It came out last weekend, and Todd won't shut up about it, so either it's good or we can make fun of him for liking it. My mom is supposed to cook dinner for us tonight for a change, but I can just ditch out on probably. What time? Wasn't that movie supposed to be really violent? Am I gonna barf? According to Todd, it's pretty hardcore. I guess Uma Thurman gets stabbed in the heart with a heroin needle, so that's kind of hilarious. Also, something about cheeseburgers is important. Todd wants to see it again. 7:15? Okay. Don't barf. I mean, if I was going to sum up Pulp Fiction, it's pretty close. That's Sam's room. So let's go in here. Earth, Wind, and Fire. And Willie Nelson. America, Jackson Brown. That's a show right there. Got distracted. Dump all the crap out. Take that, Mom. What happened in here? Holy crap, Mother. Three, four, five, six, seven, eight. She has like 12 pair of jeans. Uh-oh. I don't know. If I had to go buy condoms and one was like, it's got fire on it, it's not going to be a real selling point for me. How are you guys watching anything? All you have is TVs that don't work. Like Poltergeist. Butch Cassidy and the Fugitive. All the President's Men. Ugh, Sound of Music. Side Edition. Gone with the Wind. That should be 2 tapes. Silence of the Lambs. Bridge on the River Kwai. Which ones do you think were Mom's movies? And which ones do you think were Dad's movies? Which ones do you think? I think these are Mom's movies. I think Mom is really into Bridge on the River Kwai. She's got a huge crush on Alec Guinness. I don't know. I saw that movie once and it was stupid, so I didn't watch it again. And I think it was on TMC when I watched it. It's Mitten. Mitten. Our cat. Caitlin, age 5. Good job, Mitten. Ugh. Nothing to say about that, huh? Oh my. Let's, can we... They came with the frame family. Oh, Witten, huh? Does make sense. I'm in the tunnel. This is my second passage through the tunnel. On my way back from... Everybody's really bad about punctuation. I'm going to Brussels, Belgium. Sorry I didn't write you on the way to London, but I was too excited about the tunnel. London was great. If you always wanted to visit, I think you should. You'd love it. If you all wanted to come here as a family, I guess I could be convinced. In the channel! Another phone book. They have more phone books than they have phones. Get out of here. What's this? Let's Mom get in here. Oh God, Carol. Oh honey, let me tell you, I understand how you feel. Bob and I have had our down periods. It's become a bit of a way of life, actually. You get used to each other, you live your own lives in the same house, the kids grow up, they go away. I'm sorry, this isn't helping, is it? This is the point, Carol, where you start over. Don't worry. Terry will get over whatever's distracting him, things will go back to normal, and as for Sam being distant, that's a teenager for you. Nothing to worry about. In the meantime, though, this controlled burn, that sounds like quite the adventure. Let's cut to the chase. This new ranger they sent, that's what I want to hear about. Ranger Rick? You have to be kidding me. It's too perfect. You have to tell me everything about the channel. And send pictures. I want the whole package. Wait, that sounded wrong. Keep your chin up until Terry's out of his slump, and in the meantime, write more letters to your old friend Carol. She adores them. Carol is bad at writing letters. Oops, I've said too much. I'll just keep writing. Nobody likes Carol. Nobody likes Carol. Button. Door for a second. Can't open those? Okay. How many band-aids does one family need? I need a lot, but geez Louise. Thanks, Reverend. Beautiful. There. Let's go this way. Katie, Mom and Dad were going to make up the guest room for you to stay in over the summer, but you came home on such short notice that they weren't around to do it. You can use my room if you want. I won't be needing it anymore. Hey Sam, you were asking about my JROTC ribbons, what they meant. Here's a handy guide. Orienteering, rifle team, and adventure training. So if you didn't think I was cool before, now you do. Orienteering, this means the Army thinks I can find my way around. Rifle team, the Army has branded me as a certified killing machine. And adventure training, I am a born adventurous, and no borders can hold me. The Army recognizes this. That's why I wrote it in crayon. Ghost Hunter Journal. Huh? Sighting Journal, August 31st, 1994, 1:19. A tall shadow in the upstairs hall. When I rounded the corner, no one was there. How tall was Uncle Oscar? Excuse me. Note, I was not wearing my glasses. September 3rd, 1994, 12:44. A faint voice coming from the bottom of the stairs. I said hello, did not investigate, probably was the furnace. September 9th, 1994, 4:11 p.m. Poured milk from the carton in fridge. It was spoiled. Pretty sure I read that spirits can sour milk. Milk was just bought yesterday. Ghost milk. October 9th, 1994, 11:24. Lonnie says she feels a presence in the TV room. I suddenly began to feel cold. We built a protective pillow fort. It was still there. October 22nd, Lonnie and I employed Ouija board as a medium. Disturbing messages are conveyed from the other side. Oscar is definitely here. October 28th, enlisted Lonnie to stay up all night and help patrol premises, recording any signs of otherworldly presence. Lonnie reported many sightings, but all remain unconfirmed. Possible ectoplasm in attic, probably due to leaky roof. Sample taken just in case. Despite our best efforts, we both fell asleep around 4 a.m. All in all, a successful night. It's as good as any episode of Ghost Hunters you'd ever want to watch. Maybe better. Okay, let's go in here first. Still life, is it? Can't see crap. Not quite. Don't know art, but I know what I like, and that ain't it. Handy. Oh, hold on. What's this one say? Heavens to Betsy. Nothing can stop me. Performance evaluation. Perfect. So, looks like Mom was doing a performance evaluation of Ranger Rick and gave him 5 stars and wants Ranger Rick reassigned. Could have had Ranger Gord from the Red Green Show. Halloween show, The Misfits. They're awesome. Don't forget your costume. See you there, Lonnie.
Sometimes you just have to lie to Mom and Dad. Like when Lonnie asked me to see a band with her and stay over at her friend's place in the city after. That's a lie to Mom and Dad's situation. But it was so worth it. The girls on stage were just so loud and real and awesome. And everybody was moving together like one huge tide of sound. Between two songs, Lonnie leaned over and said, "How do you like your first show?" I was so happy. I felt tears starting in my eyes. And then she up and hugged me. I think she could tell.
I was noticing, that's a damn thick door. Anyway. This is where they kept Grandma. You let me open the sewing table, but you're not going to let me use the machine. I can't put it back. That's rude. Yeah, that looks real healthy. Get out of here. Teach you to bend yourself in ways no one ever knew. Lonnie, holy crap, I was in the library. I noticed something in the corner. I found a secret passage and it had Oscar's old creepy stuff in it. Question mark, question mark, question marks. Oh my god, I have got to see this. We're skipping 6th. Okay. I'm down. Maybe we'll find Oscar. Maybe that was Oscar. Oscar? Oh, Captain Allegra and the First Mate. Your costume, my costume. We left the water running. That's fine. I don't care. I don't care. Take that, Reverend. Baptism by fire. Sam's Darkroom. Do not enter if red lights are on. Well, should we go to the Darkroom or should we go explore? I'll do the Darkroom first. Never mind, we won't do the Darkroom then. Excuse me. Library. This way. Yeah. Ghost Hunter. All right. Hidden compartments found. Library, upstairs hall, excuse me, and the foyer. Evidence of supernatural. Discover 0. One right across the street from her room. We're in the library now. There's one in the front room. Oh, hey. Oscar? Kind of weird, buddy. That's what I thought. this one? Yeah. Yeah. Goodbye. Yeah. Oh boy. Keep that. Get out of here, pen. Hello. Hello. Who are you? Oscar. What do you want? To Kamba. I haven't done the Kamba in years. Threw out my hip. Just couldn't Kamba like I used to. Just over here. Is it upstairs? Let's see if it's downstairs. That's that one. Well, you can't see my pointer, but it's right there. That doesn't go anywhere. That just had the Ouija board. Let's go back through here. Look at that map again. Oh, it's in the other room. Okay. That makes a little more sense. Private, do not read. That's why I typed it. So no one would read it. Allegra and her scouting party peered down warily through the dense canopy of rustling leaves from their perch high in the forest's branches. Mere feet away, sunlight shone brightly off the inner ice walls of the glacial basin in which the forest grew. It was a strange sight indeed, such lusciousness juxtaposed with the frigid ice formations. Allegra leapt forward without hesitation, bounding through the high branches. The first mate had been captured by the Green Glacier's Amazonian tribe. His life hung in the balance. We have to hurry, Allegra's party followed behind, moving quietly as a breeze through the greenery. Allegra landed in the clearing and shouted, "Stop!" She saw the Queen Amazonian up on her pedestal, reaching for the lever that would drop her first mate into the vat below. She shouted, "No!" and flung her saber at the Amazon's reaching hand. But it was too late. The first mate screamed as he fell toward the water, then splashed down, and all was eerily silent. Allegra looked on, frozen in fear and remorse. She had been a moment too late. But then, from the vat, something began to emerge. A head of dark brown hair, just like the first mate's. Then the shoulders and sleeves of his coat, soaking wet. But as the figure stood and the water poured down, Allegra saw that the first mate had changed. He was no longer a man at all. In fact, what looked back at her were the eyes, the face, the hair, the hands, and body of a woman, still in the first mate's clothes. Still the first mate. She spoke in a soft, clear voice. "Captain?" The Amazonian queen said, "She is one of us now. She is ours." Allegra drew her magical flintlock pistols from her belt, and her crew readied their swords. Allegra glared into the queen's eyes and said, "That's the love of my life, and you can't have her." Oh, she ain't too bad at this. Alright. 051. Turn right 3 times, stop at first number. Turn left 1 time, passing first number. Turn right, second number, pull shot. Okay. That sounds complicated. We didn't lock our lockers when I went to high school. Like, you could put a lock on it if you want, but even the ones that had combinations, we didn't really, like nobody locked their locker. Sonic 1017. What was that one more time? 051. Can I just do... Hey, that wasn't too bad. Hi, Lonnie. You have got to do something about those roots. That.
Lonnie came over today, but everything was different. She was sitting at my desk chair, and she wouldn't look at me. Finally, I asked her what was going on. She said she felt like she'd done something wrong that night in the city. Like I must think... But I said no. There was nothing wrong. I just wanted to say... But I couldn't find the words. I felt like I was gonna cry, but I wasn't sad. She got up and sat next to me on the bed. I looked at her. Lonnie, do you think you could ever... And that's when she kissed me.
No, we got the basement key. We didn't get the attic. We got the basement. You could probably tell from the picture. Lonnie, very punk rock. Very punk rock. Basement's this way. Sorry. Light switch. No. This is where we fall down the stairs and die. So what are these 5-watt bulbs? Crap. Chips. Judy's original potato chips. Did we have nutrition facts like that in 95? I don't remember. Oh God. Dear Samantha, I would like to cordially thank you for having me to your abode for the Thanksgiving holiday with your lovely family. I enjoyed the potatoes, and also it was weird being around your parents for that long. But it was pretty funny how impossible it is for your dad not to be awkward for more than 30 seconds at a time. Very cordially yours, your close friend and confidant, Bonnie D. A fancy man. White. Dear Miss DeSoto, excuse me. Allow me to take this opportunity to thank you in kind for being such a gracious host of the festivities at your father's estate, following the aforementioned meal with my parents. Your family's Thanksgiving feast was the more enjoyable of the two events, I must say. I especially appreciated the time I spent with your grandmother, who is a lovely woman with sterling taste and a refined air. Let's do it again, same time next year, shall we? Indeed, Madam Samantha Greenbrier, Esquire. That is me putting the whiskey away.
It's different now. I mean, we still hang out all the time like before. But now when no one else is around, well, you know. So you could say we're dating. But it's secret. Secret dating? I don't know. I mean, I guess that's the real difference. Now when we get off the phone or go home for the night, or it's just quiet and we're alone, we say I love you.
I ever mention to you guys that I really like this quote-unquote game? Because I really like it. I think the story is really good. I think it's told really well. Massive water heater, but I'm glad they got it up on a block. Get your pressure release valve. Good, good, good. Everything looks fine here. I can't help but notice that stuff. Dear Samantha, congratulations! I am pleased to inform you of your admission to the creative writing track of the Reed College Summer Program for Young Scholars, the CWRCSPYS. Wow, that's a big deal for its 1995 session. We believe you have much to contribute to the Reed College community. Based on your portfolio and academic record, I'm also pleased to offer you financial aid to cover 75% of the summer program's tuition fees. The attached documentation delineates your schedule, optional secondary track choices, and your dormitory assignment. Please remember to submit the attached form if you wish to be eligible for one of the 3 Reed Fulfillment Undergraduate Scholarships, the RFUSs, to be awarded to exemplary students at the end of each summer program. We very much look forward to your attendance. Again, congratulations on your admission, and best wishes from all of us at Reed College. Sincerely, Julie Morris.
I'm so stupid sometimes. I was telling Lonnie that I got into my college summer program thing, and I was all making plans like, you should come visit me, stay in my dorm room. But she said, Sam, I ship out on June 6th. I was like, ship out? To where? She said, to basic training. What did you think I was doing all that ROTC stuff for? I guess she's been planning to join the army right after high school since she was like 12. And I guess she's really going to do it. So I was like, after graduation, I'm just never going to see you again? She said, let's just have fun while we can.
Get some light so we can read this letter. Maybe. Wow, nowhere is good. And I can't turn it. I can turn it left and right, but not front and back. Dear Terrence, thank you for sending along a copy of your newly published book. An author's first published manuscript is a momentous occasion. I read it this afternoon. I certainly recognize my son in the subject matter. An author's work is the externalization of that which holds dear and that which he fears. And in this respect, I believe your work was successful. but the lens through which your personal, which the personal shone was needlessly clouded by genre cliches and implausible dime store science fictional Def Ex Machina. The great authors speak of their life's milieu in clear and honest tones. The lens crystal that reflects their thoughts without distortion. I congratulate you on surviving the great ordeal that is publication, and rest assured that readers of your chosen genre will lap up copies hungrily. But I urge you to shed artifice. You can do better. With a father's love and encouragement, Richard Greenbrier, Ph.D. And that's who that is. Professor Laureate of English. Wonder who did that? He said, knowing who did that. Mom's citizenship stuff. And that is basically unreadable. Yolanda DeSoto, Miss Samantha Greenbrier. From Mexico. Oh, Lord. Dear Sam, I'm so happy you liked the drawing. I was thinking of us when I drew it. I knew you'd be able to tell. You'd love Mexico, I think. Probably. The nature here is totally different than back home. I keep thinking about Allegra and the first mate lost on a mysterious island where even the plants are out to get them. And then I think of them together, out there in the wilderness together. And I start thinking of you. Again. I lie here in bed and I can almost feel you. I've been trying to save it up for when we're together again. I haven't done a good job, okay? But I tried. Okay, enough about that. Your last letter got to me the day before we started driving back north. We'll be racing this letter home. If I get home first, we can read it together. And yes, I'm taking tons of photos. We'll have to spend so much time in the darkroom. Bonnie. X-ray specs. Nothing in that trash can. Is now. That looks like such a comfy place to sleep. Just give me a board and a pillow. Girl Scout, the band formerly known as Cub Scout. That list.
Todd's band lost their singer. Todd said he sucked. Lonnie said he got sick of Todd's shit, and he was complaining about needing a new singer. So Lonnie was like, I can sing. And they were all kind of like, you can? And she was like, probably. But she's been rehearsing with them for like a week now. And I finally got to see them play in Todd's basement today. And she's actually really amazing. I feel so proud when she's on stage. It's incredible being in awe of someone you love. So everybody knows it's like a temporary situation till she ships out in June. But till then, I'm gonna be at every single show.
Very convenient that there's always a tape deck when we find a tape. Just checking. Where are the speakers? Like, that's just the center. It's the speakers. Yeah. I knew a lot of people in high school who were in that exact same band. Now their combination. Well, that's stupid. I see lumber. Okay. Oop. It's Dad. It's a weird place to have that. That'd be like in the kitchen or something. Or was it my house? This also confuses me. Okay, so it comes this way, but then it tees, so that water's gonna go down, but that comes down, so, but then it goes back up. Hey, how are you? Scattalazg? Yes, I am. I am playing this. Being very confused about the plumbing and the ductwork. Welcome to the stream. Sometimes I pay attention to the chat. The lantern right there. Let me pick it up. I was going to ask what the meaning behind it was, but I was a little worried about it. Enter for the pharmacy. Don't care. Postcard. Hey Sam, I'm writing you from Multnomah Falls. I'm here on a stupid class trip, which is stupid because it's March, and I don't know if anyone running this school has been to Oregon, but it's cold and rainy as shit in March. Wish you were here. Oh wait, you are here, because I'm writing this to you in the gift shop.
The big lumbering stupid things, they'd be everywhere if we didn't eat them.
Oh shit, here you come. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. We'll just let that go away.
They tell you to stick with the group on field trips, Katie. There's a reason for that. Lonnie and I snuck off on the side paths at Multnomah Falls and got a little lost. Okay, a lot lost. Like, For hours. Right before the bus left, we found a trail and came running down the path, soaked and covered in mud, shouting for the bus not to leave. The school called home. Mom and Dad said, "You didn't get into trouble like this before you met that Lonnie girl." But I don't think they know about us. The kids at school, though, I'm really afraid that's a whole other story. Stick with the group, Katie. Stick with the group.
So we came from there. We went that way. I don't even remember seeing this room when we walked by the first time. Does take those stairs kind of slow. That is just so every like band poster when I was in high school. They didn't change much in 15 years, I guess. Costumes, skeletons and devils, cheerleaders from the Smells Like Teen Spirit video, one girl dressed as Jackie Kennedy. The Psycho House Girl, the coolest stuff about being a Psycho House Girl. Cool thing number one, everybody in the hall thinking you don't know they're looking at you and whispering as you walk past because I guess they haven't heard of peripherals. That's a lie to mom and dad situation, but it was so worth it. The girls on stage were just so loud and real and awesome. Some things, you know, some things never stop being relatable, I guess. I'm old as hell. And I'm like, yeah, no, I've seen this. It's Bayonetta. Hello. Another cassette. That means there's a tape deck in here somewhere. Let's put that down for a second. Girl justice now. This one's for you, Grossman. Oh, hey. More chips. All right. More pizza. Oh, there's never pizza. There should always be pizza. There. Oh God. What did you type this on? I appreciate the time and effort you put into writing your letter. It showed initiative and was well written, but it does not change my mind on this matter. While I understand that Miss DeSoto is a friend of yours, the fact of the matter is that she defaced school property with profanity. The fact that she allegedly defaced her own locker in retaliation for another student doing the same to yours is immaterial. As to your complaint that no other student has been punished for their part in this incident, the fact is that no guilty party has come forward. There's been no convincing evidence as to who might have defaced your locker. In other words, there is no one to punish. I would suggest letting this issue drop, as it will only bring more unwanted attention on yourself, which I believe is what you claim began this whole incident in the first place. Thanks, Sheldon. Hey, you're Grosman.
I don't get Lonnie sometimes. Like, her band, and our zine, and her hair, and everything are all anti-authority. But I watch her in JROTC, and she's doing drills in perfect formation, following orders, no question. And there's all this stuff in the news about don't ask, don't tell. Like, she's going to join the army and then have to lie about who she is. She said they don't need to know what they don't need to know. Like it was no big deal. This from the girl who trashed her locker to, like, defend my honor. I've learned when to stop arguing, though. I don't think Lonnie even gets Lonnie sometimes.
Where the hell are we? Oh. Offer of promotion. Due to your exemplary management of the Flintlock prescribed burn operation last year and services need for experienced personnel to direct regional operations, we would like to offer you the position of Regional Conservation Management Director. Oh, the RCMD. That's a big deal. Responsible for operations throughout northwestern Oregon. Your assistance would be sought to fill your previous position on site at the Flintlock National Forest. Your new position would be at the Regional Management Building located at 128 Bullhorn Road, which would be much more convenient for your daily commute. Please respond. Blah, blah, blah. So maybe Mom got a promotion and that's why she needed to hire Ranger Rick. Holy crap, look at that couch. Making none uncomfortable. Hey Lonnie, sorry my mom was such a bitch last night. She's hardly ever around since her forest is like an hour away, and then when she is home she takes it out on you, like, because you're not a member of the family. She knows you won't call her on it, and I'm sorry. It's okay, I know she's just jealous of our cool and freewheeling lifestyles. I feel sorry for you. I'm lucky my mom lives in Florida. You have to have a mom every day. Sorry, I didn't mean to bring up the mom thing like that. I know I shouldn't complain. No, I'm being serious. My mom is a psycho-Christian, and her new husband, Don, is a complete tool. Living in Florida with him is her eternal punishment in my mind. So, you wouldn't rather live with your mom in Florida? There's something subliminal in this here poster. Okay, that's all. That's the last of that for today. Is that a thing? Earth, Wind, and Fire. Yeah. Poughkeepsie's Teenagers of the Year. What an honor. It's an honor to be chosen, sir. Sam, this skull was the coolest thing I found in Mexico, and it was like $3 American. I love it. Merry Christmas. Miss you. P.S. Treasure it always. We saw that skull. It was on the shelf. Christ, this is like the house from the 7th guest. Mom! Leaving your purses laying around. Take your learn how to tree book and get out. Hey Jan, I got 2 tickets for EWF on Thursday, but my girlfriend says she doesn't want to go. Her taste in music rears its ugly head again. So, that leaves me with an extra ticket that I thought you might be interested in. More fun than clearing brush in the freezing rain, right? Ranger Rick. You can't put that on official stationery. Rick, you fool. Gotta get a reprimand. Distributing inappropriate materials on school grounds. Phone call to students' parents out of school suspension. Oh, bullshit. Sam, since you refuse to hear us out this afternoon, your mother and I are putting this in writing so that we are absolutely clear. You are grounded for the rest of the month from social and telephone privileges and from using your car for anything except going to and from school. We understand what you're going through, but we can't allow you to continue with this kind of behavior at school. And clearly, once your privileges are reinstated, we can't allow you to have your bedroom door closed while Lonnie is at the house. This is the last word on the matter. Get back on course so this won't have to happen again. Dad.
I had an interesting talk with Mom and Dad tonight. One you were never gonna need to have. I mean, you've known, right? I've known. I've known since, like, She-Ra. Mom and Dad didn't, I guess. But they saw the zine and the stuff on the locker, and they were like, is there something we should know about you and Lonnie? And so here's the thing. I was prepared for them to be mad, or disappointed, or start crying, or something. But they were just in denial. You're too young to know what you want. You and Lonnie are just good friends. You just haven't met the right boy. It's a phase. That's what I didn't see coming. That they wouldn't even respect me enough to believe me. Well, joke's on them, because they're in for one very long phase.
Everybody in this family talks so much. Hi, Mom, Dad, and Sam. The vacation is weird, or the Vatican is weird, excuse me. As you can see, the Catholic Church still has a lot of money left over from the Middle Ages. I've gotten to see all of the art, including the Sistine Chapel ceiling and the sculptures by Michelangelo, Donatello, and the rest of the Ninja Turtles. Mom, we'll have to come back together. I would love to be here with someone who really appreciates the history behind everything. Also, Sam, they have various relics, as in pieces of important dead people, so you should probably come too. Next stop, Barcelona. Calm down, Dad. I won't get gored by a bull. Probably. God says no butts in heaven. Then is it really heaven, God? No butts allowed. If I can subscribe to that, sir. Get out of here. The Gits. Oh, that's rude. I'd put that on my jacket, though. Nothing? At this side. Ah! Oh. I was all excited. There's nothing there. The Accidental Warrior by Terrence L. Greenbrier. Don't give up on this, honey. Get there. I'll give up on it. Tell us again about aliens, time travel, and JFK, Dad. How do you get anywhere in this house? Well, I can tell you, I'm not a punk rocky fan. I think we might have one or two around, though. Speaking of, Ratmobile, some special. The least obnoxious of the music we've heard so far. Mr. and Mrs. Jonathan Blair request the honor of your presence at the marriage of their daughter. Oh, that's nice. Samantha and Daniel were in the woods one day. It was sunny, and they were on an adventure. But they went to the part of the woods, and it got dark. Daniel said, "Are you scared?" So Samantha said, "No. Are you?" They laughed and went more into the bad part. Then they went to a part there was never there before. And there was a ship, a pirate ship, on an ocean. Samantha said, "I'll be the captain, and you be the, excuse me, first mate." Daniel said, "Aye, aye, captain." And they went on the pirate ship and started sailing away. Hooray!
Daniel finally came over to get his game. I'd been dreading it. But he brought this story with him that I wrote when we were little. I started reading it. And then there I was, crying at the kitchen table. He asked what was wrong, and I was thinking about how we used to be friends, how much I'd taken for granted. But instead, I told him about school, and Dad, and Lonnie, and then how sorry I was that I wasn't his friend anymore. He gave me a hug and said it was going to be okay. For some reason, I almost believed him.
I thought I was gonna stand up for a second. Yeah! Aw. This is why you put a physics engine in a game, just like, oh yeah, cake mix? Screw you, buddy. Green beans. Get out of here. What is it? What is it, corn? Get in there, corn. What the hell happened in this kitchen? Why is the dishwasher here? Where's the sink? Sink should be there. Dishwasher should be next to sink. That's how that goes. Come on, man. Having received your formal acceptance letter, I'd like to congratulate you on your new position as Regional Conservation Director of the State Forestry Service. Hooray! We wish you luck in your final weeks at Flintlock National Forest, and very much look forward to welcoming you at your new desk in the State Forestry Office at 8 a.m. on May 1st. Thanks, Bruce. What a pal. I'm not ignoring you, chat, I promise. But, you know, you guys really have to learn to do this without me sometimes. You know that? Oh, Jesus. Dear Mr. Greenbrier, first let me say that I hope this missive finds you well. Hell, it feels like a goddamn miracle that it finds you at all. Do you know how long we've been trying to track you down? Worry not. We aren't the feds, the men in black, or any other sort of creeping fascist hobgoblins. In fact, we're on your side. Oh, let me start from the beginning. I like these guys. Unknown Dimension is what you might call a specialist publishing house. We traffic in the weird, the ahead of its time, the lost but not forgotten by a small but dedicated group of plugged-in bibliophiles type of out there mass market shunning visionary expression that refuses to be taken on anything but its own terms. We've had an unparalleled run since our inception 4 years ago. Amazing. Unearthing and reviving Christ, or zombie-like, timeless works such as N.N. Bestman's Message of the Snake Men, It's Inside Me, by Jens Keller, and Emil Krieger's oft-banned Venusian Flesh Traders. Okay, but ever since we discovered tattered copies of your Accidental series at a church rummage sale in Long Branch, New Jersey, we've been trying to track down the author of this weird and dark American outsider art. It's just the kind of forgotten portal into 20th century civilization's anxieties and delusions that our readers lose their minds over. James Bond and Harrison Ford might be the dick-swinging heroes that modern suburban America wants, but John Russell, mild-mannered insurance agent by day, reckless history revising sociopath by night, is the twisted peacekeeper that it deserves. It's our mission to bring him back to life. Okay, so I've typed plenty. What do we want from you? We want your permission to reprint the work since your original publisher, Mercury Books, folded a decade ago. We want you to supply a new forward for the books to appear in brand new editions of The Accidental Savior and The Accidental Pariah, to be produced by Unknown Dimensions as a limited run and marketed directly to our highly discerning customer base. And we want to offer you a portion of the proceeds, contract to follow, assuming you're interested in coming along with us on this weird odyssey. We look forward to embarking with you and to thrusting your work screaming back into the sweating palms of an unsuspecting American public. It's about time. Blast off. Well, that just sounds like a great time. A message from our future saved the president once, but within 24 hours there will be another attempt, and the lines of communication are down. Okay then. Excuse me. Sam, your mother and I will be away for a long weekend celebrating our anniversary, June 3rd to 7th. We will be camping in the gorge, but we'll give you a call on the way home. Sorry the kitchen is still mid-renovation. That explains that. Never trust a contractor. $40 is on the table to order pizza while we're gone. Be good, Dad. We left this note in a place where you're very likely to never see it. Ask me about clown combos. Maybe a thruster buster. We never did find the combination for that safe, did we? Another phone book.
Lonnie had her going away show with her band tonight. She's so incredible on stage. When she was singing, I could practically forget everything. That we only had 48 hours left. That I don't know what comes next. That I can't live without her. Then she dedicated the last song to me. And I couldn't take it. I was out on the curb in the alley, sobbing till my ribs hurt. I would follow her anywhere, Katie. But I can't. Where she's going. After a long time, she found me. She said she was sorry. She said, I wish things could be different. I just wanted to make you happy. I said, I don't think you can anymore.
Now, how the hell does that work? Hi, Mom, Dad, and Sam. I've had a wonderful time on the beaches of Barcelona. Dad and Sam, I think you would like the gaudy architecture. It's from a strange alien world. I'm headed to my final destination, Amsterdam. For how long? That depends. I am running low on money. I'll look for a cheap standby ticket and call you when I'm headed home. Sorry for the short notice. Can't wait to see you all again. It'll be good to be home. Love, Katie. Printed in Spain, it says. You know what Dan Brown says about Spain? Worst place in the world. Home Cook Magazine. 10 ways to make risotto. Oh. Too high dare? No. These are fruits I must not taste. Well, mud in your eye. Oh my god, I broke it. No. No, wait. I'm so sorry. What the hell did I do? Okay, I fixed it. I think. Sam, I wish I knew how to explain it better. The army is this thing I grew up with. It's part of me. My dad's army friends are like family. I've always known it was where I'd end up. I'd never thought of it any other way. I wish things could be different. Maybe someday when I'm settled at a base and you're done with college and you're a famous writer and I can rebuild a tank engine with my eyes closed, things will be different. And we can be together. Until then. Okay, that's enough out of you. Just a couple notes there, I guess. The accidental human, huh? Uh-oh, we've been raided. Howdy, Jade. There's supposed to be an animation for that. Dear Kaz, I can't tell you what a joy it is to see John. Oh,
if you would join us.
there it is. I mean, I appreciate it, guys, but I'm trying to read a letter here. There's so many. So many. I might need to turn that down. Welcome to the stream, Jade and friends. We're almost done. We've been going for 2.5 hours, but I think we're getting close. Dear Kaz, I can't tell you what a joy it is to see John Russell back in print. Thank you very much for sending along copies of the new editions. The cover art is really something. I know you've said that Unknown Dimension isn't in the business of printing new material, but this revived interest in my work has brought on a wave of inspiration, resulting in a manuscript that completes John Russell's journey, which I think you may find intriguing. It's reflective and introspective without forgetting the excitement and weirdness that Unknown Dimension readers expect. I hope this might be exciting new direction for Unknown Dimension to pursue. At the very least, I'm grateful that John Russell's adventures didn't quite come to an end when I thought they had. Many thanks, parents. I think I had that on a sweatshirt once. Don't gotta joke about anything, man. You didn't do nothing. You're good. Don't worry about it. It's been almost 20 years since John Russell heard the call. Twice he saved a president's life. He's practically forgotten the days of the future, of danger and excitement. The days where he mattered. So when that familiar rip in time opens in front of him and his handlers peer out, he doesn't hesitate. Is the president in danger? No, the life you save this time will be your own. That's so bad I'm interested. Another secret door.
We agreed our last night together would be our happiest ever, and we'd forget tomorrow was going to come at all. It worked for a while. We had a good time seeing Oscar off, then ran up to the attic to look through our photos, to find one for Lonnie to take with her. And looking at them, I realized they were all in the past, and there wouldn't be any more. And I didn't know what I was going to do. And I cried, and she held me. She said she knew it was hard, but life would move on. I said I didn't want my life to keep moving without her. That's when she cried too. I was so exhausted. I must have fallen asleep like that, in her arms. In the morning, I woke up, and I was finally alone.
Hi, Oscar. Hi, Oscar. Hi, Chalk. I don't think so, but we'll look again. Take that, Oscar. Get out of my house. Oh, yeah. Better grab that.
The sunset light in this house is the saddest thing I've ever seen. I just want to sleep. When I'm in the attic, it almost feels like Lonnie could still be here. She's just downstairs. I'm just waiting to hear her pull down the hatch and come running up. Maybe I'll go up to the attic and wait. Katie, I fell asleep in the attic, in Lonnie and my old spot, and I missed the first 2 calls. I just barely caught the third one before the machine got it. And it was Lonnie, on a payphone. She'd been on the bus to Basic, and she said she couldn't think of anything but me and us, and that she couldn't go through with it, with the Army and being apart and all of it. And so she got off the bus in Salem. She said, "Sam, I want you to pack up everything you can and get in your car and come find me. And let's just drive until we find somewhere for us." And she asked me if I could do that. And I said yes. Yes. Katie, I'm so sorry that I can't be there to see you in person, that I can't tell you all this myself. But I hope as you read this journal and you think back, that you'll understand why I had to do what I did. And that you won't be sad, and you won't hate me, and you'll just know that I am where I need to be. I love you so much, Katie. I'll see you again someday. Love, Sam.
So that's Gone Home, everybody. I really like it. Kind of like Dear Esther and Tengami that we did last week. You know, it's not something that you really... There's not quite a different paths you can take to get through the game, but... It's a very good game. I really enjoy the way the story is told. I would say, you know, if this is kind of your thing, go out and get it. I don't know that you'd have much more of a experience playing it as you would watching it, but, you know, support the developers, this kind of stuff, you know. A lot of thought, a lot of effort went into this. Like, gameplay-wise, it's really pretty good. The physics engine's pretty good. I don't enjoy the music, but it's not bad. It's not for me, but it's good music. The graphics are great. I really like the story. I like the way the story's told. So. Well, the music plays out a little bit. Oh, well, there it goes. I just opened up a browser so I can go and do our drawing to see who gets to pick the next game. And Popular Mechanics has a story from 11 hours ago. Aliens created our universe in a lab, science suggests. Yeah. Anyway. So I want to thank everybody for watching. Let's go and hit the this button. Another one. It's another explosion. Why do we have another explosion? Okay. Well, there's the newest Dragon Quest IX. Oh, see, that's pretty good. Oh no, Carrie Elwes was bitten by a rattlesnake. What is going on in the world? Every time you turn around, aliens created the universe in a lab just so Carrie Elwes could get bitten by a rattlesnake. Anyway, what was I gonna do? Need to go to... So, folks who are new, if you're just watching, what we do is we stream a different game every month on Monday nights, and a subscriber gets to pick what that game is, and we figure out who that is using random.org. We're not doing a drawing this week because the person who won actually didn't get to pick a game because it ended up taking longer. So the person who has won for this month is going to be picking for next month, if that makes any sense. And once I get this is what we're doing from them, that's what we'll move on to. But in the meantime, like I said, we stream here every Monday night. Oh, I need to turn off that. That's better. Same time, so if you want to follow, please do. You can catch me on YouTube. I'm Jason's Groove Machine over there. You can catch me on Instagram, Jason's Groove Machine, if you want. We've got a Discord server that I pop on every once in a while. Let me grab the link for that, and I will people no. The invite link expires after never. Copy. Right there. So if you want in, there's that. Getting rid of Twitter, so that's not going to be a thing anymore. And if you want to support the stream, you can subscribe here on Twitch. And tell you don't worry about doing that unless you really want to. I ain't in this for that. But if you liked what you saw and you'd like to buy me a coffee, you can do that. buymeacoffee.com/electricleft. So I'm gonna get out of here. We'll see you guys next Monday when we've got a brand new game. And yeah, go watch some Dragon Quest IX. You want to quest bishop? That's a thing, right? Sure it is. And before we go, we of course have to have one of those. And I better do one of those. No one ever wins roulette in my thing. No one ever does. Thanks everybody for hanging out. Thanks for hanging out late. I hope you enjoyed the game. We'll be back next week with something new.